Gabrielle, and today um, I'm going to talk about um, the aspect of leaving when it gets tough. Now, this goes for relationships or friendships or anything. Um, when you get into a relationship with somebody, you usually know what you're dealing with. I mean, if you guys are serious about your relationship, then you guys are telling each other everything. Um, and if it gets to the point that it's too much for you, like say for example, your husband or boyfriend or whatever is going to the military. He's been planning on going to the military before you guys started talking. And as soon as he tells you, "Oh, I'm getting ready to leave this day," you're like, "I can't do this anymore." Like you knew what it was before you got into a relationship with me. Like you should already know. Um, or the same with excuse me, or the same with guys who date girls with kids. Like you knew I had kids before you started talking to me. Like what is the difference now? I don't understand why people feel the need to leave when things get complicated when you already knew what the game was before you stepped in. Like you knew what it was from the jump. So don't try to act new or say that this wasn't what you wanted or what you expected. This is exactly what you wanted or you expected. You got into a relationship with me. Like I don't get that. Now I personally have been in a relationship and said, "Damn, like is this what I really want?" Not, "Oh, this shit is too hard for me. Like I can't do it." Like my ex-boyfriend has two kids, and at first I was like, "Cool, okay." Baby mama was tripping, whatever. Um, but I realized that this isn't. That's not what I want. Like I don't want somebody with kids. But I knew what it was before I got in it. So for those people who feel the need to leave when things get tough and you know what the deal is before you get in too deep, you need to reevaluate what it is that made you attracted to that person in the first place. Because if you're not going to stay, then what the fuck is the purpose of being with somebody? Like, think about it. If you know for a fact that this person is doing something, it could be wrong, it could be right, it could be something you're not totally with or whatever, and you just say, fuck you. Like, no. And the same goes for friendships. Like, if you know your friend and they're doing something stupid and something happens and you're like, oh, I can't be here for you. Like, that's just too much. Like, you knew what it was before I even did it. Like, you can't do that. Like, that's almost selfish. And if you claim to be not selfish, then why are you taking it to that extreme? Is the question. Um, but this mostly goes out to females. Um, only because we have that trait. We do that a lot. Um, he could be a drug dealer for all you know, and he gets caught up and goes to jail, and you're like, you know what? I can't do this. But you knew he was selling drugs and doing all this other shit before that. So don't act brand new like you didn't know what the fuck was going on when you knew exactly what's going on. Like that's crazy to me. Like females do that a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Not all females, but some females will do that. They'll be like, you know what? Like I can't do this. Like fuck you, fuck this relationship. You stress me out. Woo woo wah whatever. If I was a nigga, I'd be like, bitch, you knew what the deal was before you even got with me. Like you knew what I was doing, and you decided to be with me. Like that's your fault. Like don't try to blame that shit on me. Like I didn't do that. You did that. You feel me? But then the blame game comes in and all this other bullshit. But if you are not certain about the person that you are with and something happens, you need to either grow the fuck up and be like, I'm gonna be here for you regardless, or not even put yourself in that situation. Point blank, period. Like, don't put yourself in that situation if you're not ready for it. That's all I really have to say. Like if you're not ready for that type of relationship, don't bother putting yourself into that relationship. If you can't be there through the good times and the bad times, you just want good, you're living in a fantasy world and you need to wake the fuck up. That's all I can really say about that. Like, if you are trying to be with somebody that has good qualities all the time, you're looking for someone who's perfect, and nobody is perfect. That person doesn't exist, and you will be single for the rest of your life because you can't deal with some life issues. But it'd be different if the shoe was on the other foot and you were in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a give and take. It's like an ATM. You know what I'm saying? There's withdrawals and there's deposits. Like, you can't be withdrawing and then when it's overdraft, you're just like, oh well, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Like, you're not gonna be happy doing that shit. Cause after a while, you're gonna overdraft so much, and you're just gonna be like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get what not near another bank. I wonder why. You know, my mom told me that like it's a ATM type deal. You know, if you put in, you take out what you put in. Most people don't understand that, which sucks. But that's how it is. So, final note: if you're not ready to be with somebody who has baggage, don't bother being with them, especially if you know they have baggage. Feel me? But that's it for the night. That's pretty much all that's been on my mind as of right now. So, deuces and outs.